gentlemen, and a warm welcome to one and all. The game of life is a lot like football. We have to tackle our problems, block our fears, and score our points when you get the opportunity. This evening, we are gathered here where two iconic brands who are tying up together, and they're going to change the face of football scenario in India. St. Angelo's OCE International and Bolton Wanderers Football Club London. Please, can we give them a big round of applause? May I please request Mrs. Shugra Athaide to kindly come forward and welcome Mr. Phil Gartside, Chairman of Bolton Wanderers, in a traditional way. Sir, may I please request you to take a seat on the dais? We welcome Ms. Geeta Kotecha, Head Bolton Coordinator, to take a seat on the dais, please. Kindly give her a big round of applause. We welcome Ms. Geeta Nagu, CEO, St. Angelo's OCE International Football. Ma'am, please could you take a seat on the dais? A big round of applause for her. And of course, we now call upon Mr. Agnelorajesh, COO, St. Angelo's OCE International Football. Please give him a big round of applause. A lucky man to receive a rose from his wife. We're now going to have a ceremony of exchanging the flags. May I request Mr. Agnelorajesh and Mr. Phil Gartside to kindly do the honors, and even Ms. Geeta Nagu and Ms. Geeta Kotecha.
We all say when I get older, I will be
To mark this amazing tie-up, may I request Mr. Phil and Mr. Rajesh to kindly come on this side of the stage, please. Sir, please could you come here? We have a small thing for you. We would like both of you all to kick the football in the goalpost together.
Same time.
Same time. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I now invite our first speaker of the evening, Ms. Geeta Nagu. Kindly give her a big round of applause, please.
Good evening, all of you, and I welcome each one of you for coming for our launch, this wonderful launch today of St. Angelo's OCE International Football in association with our Bolton Wanderers UK. Today, football is the big buzzword, and India is the happening place for everything, and especially football. And I'm so happy to welcome Mr. Phil Gartside and the chairman of Bolton Wanderers. He's been in the board of Bolton since 1989, and he is the chairman of Bolton since 1999. And he's been very long time associated with Bolton and football, and he's very passionate about it, and he's done so much, and he's turned around in Bolton. So he is looking at India in a very big way, and he has a vision for India. And rightly at that time is where we associated with Bolton, and we are going to work towards taking his dream forward in India in a very large way. And starting with, we have programs going on in Bolton where we would be sending our children from India, across India, and they would be going for a 10-day camp. And then the Bolton would be coming here to train the trainers. They want to take the quality of football playing here. So it begins with training the trainers. So that would also happen, and a lot of summer camps and clinics will happen. And so it is a long process. So we have a vision together, and we are going to make that happen. And you must be knowing, the statistics of football here. And we have 20,000 schools in India, more than 20,000 schools in India who are playing football today. So then you just have to see how to structure the whole thing and how we are all going to contribute very meaningfully into it and make this into a very big happening together. I welcome you all.
Thank you, ma'am. I now invite our second speaker for the evening, Ms. Geeta Kotecha, to come and address the audience.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Geeta Kotecha. I'm based in Bolton, and I'm originally from India, but I've been there 32 years. I welcome you all today. It's a great pleasure to come to India and obviously talk about doing business in India with Bolton, which has been very close to us for the last 30 years. My husband and I, we do business. We are involved in multiple businesses there, and hospitality has been one of them, and education. And this will very well blend in with both the sort of businesses there. I welcome you all, and I'm going to be the face in UK, in Bolton, for all the parents, all the coaches, all the schools that will be traveling. And we are available 24/7 as we understand the cultures and the needs of this country and the parents. So any questions anybody has throughout the evening, please feel free to talk both of us. We are both here this evening. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I now invite Mr. Agnelorajesh to kindly come and address the audience, please.
Good evening, friends. I would like to begin with thanking each one of you who has really traveled in this traffic day. Today I feel we have seen the maximum of traffic in the last 30 days. Thanks for being here. Giving your time is like giving a part of your life. And I'm sure each one present in this hall is really very passionate about football. You all are as passionate as we are, or probably more. And I look forward that we associate together and really take this sport forward in this country. Personally, I feel that football is the next cricket of India. I have seen so many school children into football, so many colleges playing football, so many corporates playing football, that I see a big opportunity where we can team up and really bring things together. I've been fortunate to be traveling to Bolton, to Manchester quite frequently in the last 15 years. I was at the Bolton Wanderers Football Club very recently. I have been to their facility at the Reebok Stadium. I think it's one of the best football stadiums that I have seen. And I was really inspired that we need to do something about this game in India as well. We started the dialogue with the Bolton Wanderers Football Club, and through Geeta Kotecha, through Mrs. Geeta Kotecha, who just spoke before me, we were successful in striking a relationship with the Bolton Wanderers Football Club. They too saw the potential in India as a country. Today, I think 1/6 population of the world are Indians. Nobody can ignore India as a country. It's considered as a land of opportunities, and every organization in the world wants to have a relationship with this great country. The Bolton Wanderers, I'm sure, were also very keen to get into India, and it was nice of them to get partnered with us, and we have decided to take football to the next level. Friends, Any sport has its own rules, it has got its own ways of being played. We need to understand the rules better, play the game better, for which you need a lot of good coaching. People sitting in here over here are also football coaches, and I'm sure you all are doing extraordinarily well. We just want to bring in additional add-on knowledge, support mechanisms, and international infrastructure into the play. We would like to be doing a lot of talent hunts in this country, wherein we can identify young talent and send them for 10 days football camps in the Reebok Stadium at Bolton. That is the objective of this organization. We'll be reaching out to youngsters, and education through the medium of sports, especially education through the medium of football, is going to be our main objective, and that is what we are going to drive through this association. At the same time, apart from sending students to the UK, that is the Reebok Stadium in UK, Bolton, we also have the objective of bringing in international coaches from the Bolton Wanderers Football Club and create training opportunities, coaching opportunities in India. Like we see a lot of Indian cricket teams being coached by international coaches, we want to do the same for football as well. We will also be in the process of creating some world-class infrastructure on the fields in Mumbai and other cities of India, but that's going to be in phases. So this is going to be our objective. Talent Hunt is one big mission which we are going to initiate from now onwards, from this moment onwards, and that can be possible only through your support, your guidance and support. So we'll be aligning with you, associating with you, and as a team, we will start performing. Sports as a medium of education, gamification of education is the next domain of improving the personality of an individual. We are not only going to focus on football per se, but the objective is also going to be personality development skills like leadership, team building, goal setting, time management, and a lot of other activities which the children or the people who travel to the Reebok Stadium in Bolton are going to undergo and definitely benefit from it. These are some unique opportunities that we are trying to create for Indians traveling to the UK for sports education. Friends, the main gentleman, the chairman of the Bolton Wanderers Football Club, Mr. Phil Gartside, he will be a better person to give you additional information about Bolton and also the vision that he has to achieve with the association of the St. Angelo's OC International Football. He will explain his vision to you all. And again, I would like to say that I really appreciate you giving your time and being here for this evening. And we shall look forward for associating and working with you as a team. Thanks a lot, friends. Enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now request our chief guest, Mr. Phil Gartside, to kindly address the audience. Please, sir.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for inviting us all to this gathering. We're really excited about the possibility of linking up with St. Angelo's and OCE, and through the medium of using Spice Valley to actually facilitate this. And in just a little bit of history, for those who don't know, Bolton Wanderers was formed as a football team in 1877 by a church, and it was for the purpose of actually getting some of the boys who were on the streets not really having a purpose, to actually get them together and give them something to work to, exercise, and a bit of coming together as a sort of a youth club where they could actually come and meet different people. The actual church site that the club was formed on is actually now the site of the town's university. So it's a bit ironic that as a football club we've got heavily into education over the years. We've not been the biggest club in the world in that time. We've not got the largest fan base. We're a small town, relatively small town in the area, and we've got a lot of competition around. If you go within a 25-mile radius, we've got 8 Premier League teams and several other lower league teams that we compete with, not just for talent, but for actually the fan base. And worldwide, apart from the advent of the Premier League over the last 20 years, we're relatively unknown outside of that area up until about maybe 93, 94, when we were fortunate to get promoted to the Premier League for the first time. And in the last 15 years, we've spent 13 years in the Premier League, which is, from our point, without sounding too blowing our own trumpet, but we've actually, as a small town club, that's quite an achievement to sustain that sort of level of stay in the Premier League. Unfortunately, 2 years ago, we got relegated. The pressures just got a bit too much for us, and we had a bit of bad luck. We had a lot of injuries at that time. But as a team, I say we pride ourselves in being a family club, a community club. We're heavily involved in the local community. And as a result of the football authorities in the UK, in the rules, when we have an academy, and the academy is split into two, we have an eight-year-old, from 8-year-olds through to 16-year-olds, we have a youth academy where we've probably got something like 200, 300 boys come in on a regular basis. They train on the academy facilities, they play competitive games at certain levels, and then from 16 to 19, we actually have what we call an elite academy. And in that academy, 16 to 19, we have an under 17, 18, under 19s and a development squad. And part of the commitment that we give, because we take those boys on full time, part of that commitment is we have to provide education, because there's a relatively small number of those boys through that age actually make it to be a first team footballer. So our commitment is that we give them education. And over the last 10, 15 years, that education has changed from being sports related. They could do anything they wanted. They go to college, we do it in-house. And to this day now, that where we actually have got something like 20, 30 boys between 16 and 19 who do education as well as football. Now that evolved over the last 10 years, where we actually started to bring other education into the pot. And we started off with coach education. So we employ coach educators. They go out to schools and colleges and deliver the coaching badges of up to UEFA level B. And we'd have 100, 200 students on that. It would be delivered at the stadium or delivered in colleges. That then evolved into a year-long program where we take, at this moment in time, we've got between 30 and 40 boys from all over the world doing a 1 or 2 year program where we actually give them an experience of being a professional athlete, as well as actually giving them their education. And we do BTECs in sport. We've got International Baccalaureate Career Certificate that we deliver, and we've got A-levels that we deliver through a partner school, and we've also now written a foundation degree which we can start delivering as of January in line with the university. So we've got progression from the age of 16 right through to the age of 21. Now the boys who come on that year-long or 2-year program as it is now with the International Baccalaureate, they don't necessarily have to be athletes. They've got to be people who are interested in sport and want a career in sport. And that's how that has developed. And as a part of that program, we also do short programs. And that's what we're talking to OC in St Angelo's about, in bringing workshops and camps where you typically 10, 20 students can come over, have a 10-day experience, and also go away with an internationally recognised certificate of a part of a BTEC module, and then followed on, if they wanted to take that forward into IB, International Baccalaureate, or a full Level 3 BTEC. We're proud of that programme. We've got up to 300 students this year. They're not necessarily footballers, but part of the programme is that they do, their education is based around core skills, core life skills. It's a professionalism course, and it's teaching life skills through sport. So you take the way a professional athlete has to devote himself to his sport, and we use that as an example of how we devote the life skills to developing their education and their character. And part of the programme, in the local programme, we've had a lot of success in taking particularly students who've been disengaged from school, typically where they haven't been to school, they didn't want to go to school, and been excluded from school. Brought them into the Institute of Sport, and they've gone away. They've been 100% attendance. The exam results have been exceptional, and they've gone away and been employed. We've even had 2 or 3 of those boys who have actually gone on and played in our academy. We've not found a professional footballer yet, but this is now a 3-4 year programme that we've been running it 3 or 4 years, and we're confident that out of that programme we will find a footballer. On the international programme, we've currently got boys from Africa, Uganda, Nigeria, Tanzania, South Africa. We've got there's an Indian boy from Kenya actually. We haven't got anybody from India at the moment. We've got 2 Koreans, Canadians, American, Costa Rican, Colombian. There's a wide range, and not only do they get the athletes' experience, they get the education, which is internationally recognised, but they also get a cultural experience. They mix in with contemporaries of their age group, and they also stay at the moment with host families. So they live with a family in the local area, and they experience the life. We take them on excursions, they go to football matches, we do all sorts of things with them. And it's been a very successful programme, which is a privately funded programme. The tie-up and the partnership that we want to work with India in particular is that Bolton is a town. Anybody who's been there, out of a town of 300,000, there's a population of up to 60,000 Indians. A lot from Gujarat, but 60,000 Indians. So it's an important part of our town. One of the problems we've got, very few Indian people in Bolton go to watch football matches. I don't know whether it's the culture, whatever it is. And we want to, obviously, for a benefit ourselves, we want to encourage people. The first football team in England that produces an Indian footballer will make a fortune, and that's part of the programme, obviously. But no, we believe that through the tie-up with the partners that we've got, that we can actually help develop football through education, not just through playing football, but through education. It's a real passion, not just of mine and everybody else at the club. Joe's come with me today. Joe runs the programme, and you only have to come along and see the benefits that we give to students through sport to see the value of it, and that we want to using partners is to get involved in that. The coach education is important too. The only way you're ever going to develop a sport is to have the top coaches. That isn't to say you haven't got top coaches, but it's got to be to certain standards. The education's got to be put into it as well, because one thing we're not good at is producing leaders. The modern day youth doesn't, he's not as dedicated. And through sport and through leadership programs, professionalism programs, talking about nutrition, talking about conducting your lifestyle around an athlete's program has been very powerful to us, and we want to spread that word. So I'm quite happy. If anybody wants to ask questions or whatever, I'll take them whenever you're ready.
Sir, may we please give him a big round of applause? I need to ask the crowd one question. I believe most of you all are from the football fraternity. Am I right? Yes. I can't hear a yes. Yes. You all are supposed to be making a lot of noise then. I don't hear it. So can I hear ale, ale, ale? No, I want you all to say ale, ale, ale. Can you say that? Ale, ale, ale. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Ale, ale, ale. Okay, I'm going to take the name of St. Angelo's and you're going to say that. Then I'm going to take the name of Bolton Wanderers and you're going to say that. Okay, let's see which is louder. Okay? 1, 2, 3. St. Angelo's! Ale, ale, ale. Bolton Wanderers! Ale. That's it. All right, thank you very much for your support. Well, we now open the house for question answers. So you all are free to ask any questions to any of the 4 eminent people out here. And you can ask whatever you feel like. So we'll start with the first question. Yes, please. Yeah, the mic is coming to you, sir. It's right there.
Good evening all, and special thanks to Rajesh Uncle for inviting me to this event. My question is, will Bolton be able to identify star players and represent them in an international circuit?
This question is for who, sir? Is for
Phil, sir.
Okay, Phil, sir.
I think one of the problems with you'll find at this moment in time with Indian football, you've got to be up to a certain level with in the FIFA rankings below 70 in this FIFA rankings, and any player that comes out of a country to go and play in a European league has to be, first of all, the country's got to be ranked in the top 70, and then secondly, the person has got to have played up to 75% of available games. It makes it very difficult if your international football is not of that standard. Then there is a way around that, which is a special talent rule, but that's very difficult to justify. So I'm not ducking your question. I hope so.
Next question, please.
Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, absolutely.
I am from the Lions Club, and Lions Club of Wellington Crescent, which is at Santa Cruz. We have been awarded with a 3.5 acres land, which we are developing into a sports academy. Unfortunately, yes, the pressure is on us to make it go towards cricket, but I am very much bullish that we'll have football also running along. Now, my question is to Rajesh, because we have to tackle our problems here in India rather than tackling it abroad. We, the Lions, would like to sponsor as many children as possible once we are able to scout the talent, and that's why we are creating this academy. So there is a commercial angle attached to it. I also want to know what is the program that St. Angelo will have by which we can associate ourselves with it. And when I say a commitment, because I am the past governor of the Lions Club, we also have a Lions Club in Bolton, okay, who is interested in, I am sure they are interested. And I don't know how many of my friends know here, every revenue district in this country has a Lions Club. And we all would be passionate. Mr. Das was just explaining to me, have a 10 meter by 10 meter space and create people to bang the ball 7 aside and 5 aside. I have a few friends from the Lions, Dinesh, who is our international goalkeeper, who is with us, who is doing the coaching at our end. And so, as my colleagues, I would like to know from Rajesh, what is the program that we could associate, shake hands with you and promote? That's the idea.
Sudarshan, first of all, 3.5 acres in Mumbai city at Santa Cruz is music to the ears.
It has been music for so many years.
You're the most beautiful man in this room at the moment. Sudarshan has been one of the dynamic social reformers in this city, representing Lions Club. Great human being. I've interacted with him in the past. I'm meeting him thanks to football after many, many years. And I have seen this land at Santa Cruz, which happens to be the heart of city. It's a very prime piece of land. We would like to develop a football academy on that land. We would like to use that land for competitions, identify talent, send them on scholarships to the Reebok Stadium in Bolton under the guidance of Bolton Wanderers Football Club, where they can be coached. And at the same time, we can also create opportunities where people will select to go to Reebok Stadium and play at their cost. So there is two agenda in this. One is getting scholarships through competitions and talent hunt programs. Second is students paying for it and going there to learn. We would also like to penetrate into the corporate sector. Today, corporates play a lot of football. It's a de-stressor. It's a complete de-stressor, and every Fortune 500 company in the country today plays multiple football games. It's a better de-stressor than cricket. Cricket is widely viewed, but there are more people playing football today than playing cricket. This is something that I have researched in the last 4 months in India. So we would like to build some infrastructure on that ground, if that is a possibility, if a marriage can happen between a private player and a Lions Club with the BMC in the background. We would like to develop the grounds. We would also like to build those special ring football facilities, international facilities where people can really enjoy that sport. And we should really get together and bring a commercial organization with a social organization is the best marriage that can happen in a democratic setup. So if this is possible, we can really see it as a fantastic future. And I think there is a lot that can be done with the professional backing. We are not experts of football, but we are experts in the field of education by the virtue of being in it for the last 2 decades. The combination of education and football, sports, has happened now. With the backup of an organization like the Bolton Wanderers Football Club and Lions Club as a partner, and we as the bridge between all the facilities together, I think it can be a brilliant opportunity to the hundreds and thousands of the deprived children of the city who want to play as an ambition, but they don't have the infrastructure or the facility to play. So I think there is a lot that can be done. And Sudarshan, I'm going to hold you behind even after this meeting is over, so that we can take these discussions forward. Thank you, dear. Thanks a lot.
Next question.
First of all, let's give a big round of applause to Rajesh and Mr. Phil for doing this tie-up. I think the applause has to be thunderous because it's going to create a new era in Indian football. Yeah. Now my question to both Rajesh and Phil, that in the face of cricket mania in India, what is the future that you see in India? Another question is, how soon we can start seeing Indian football player as international stars? We definitely want to see some, Beckhams here.
In a growing democratic economy like India, frustration levels are high. Football is the best game to exit your frustrations. So I see a big opportunity.
I think that needs a round of applause.
You can't kick also, kick the ball. Anyways, jokes aside, I think Indians are great people, physique-wise as well. Their interest level in football is growing by the minute, by the moment. The only space in this future for football in India is the right coaching, the right facilities, the right infrastructure. And I see it happening, not only through our tie-up, but a lot of corporate organizations and a lot of other good people in the sports arena and the education arena are getting married together and offering some great infrastructures to the people of this country. Coaching, we have seen what happens with the right coaching. We have seen the Indian cricket team being the world leaders in cricket by the right coaching that they are getting by international cricket players. The same is going to happen with football. And very soon I feel like how we have Indian cricketers in foreign cricket playing teams. Similarly, I'm sure we will have a lot of Indian players, football players, in a lot of European and American leagues. I'm sure that is going to happen. It's just waiting for it to happen. The right encouragement needs to be there, which is again happening from the private sector. Of course, government is also playing a good role in promoting football also in this country. But I think the private sector is faster. Too much focus on cricket has made the private sector come in a big way for football as well. So I think the future is fantastic. It's the first mover advantage. The young kids who get into football now will not only benefit from the fitness part of it, but it will also create an opportunity for them to play as global players. I see that as happening. We will also have a lot of Sachin Tendulkars in the football arena as well. And why should we all know only David Beckham? We should also know Sachin Tendulkars in the football arena, and that is going to happen. Whatever most of the times I've predicted has happened, so probably you can hold me responsible 10 years down the line.
So next question. Yes, please.
The question is, you said, I just take two keywords from you. One thought is the first mover advantage. The second thing you talked to him about was talent spotting. Now on that note, we are planning a soccer fiesta. So getting started with the talent hunt should start off, and we would invite everybody out here to join us on the soccer fiesta that we're going to announce, and we've got about 8 categories. So we've got Dinesh here, who's an ex-Indian footballer, international footballers with us, who's kind of helping us with a committee of very, very senior, renowned folks from the football fraternity. So please reach out to us and join hands with and getting started. Thank you.
Brilliant. Next question, please. The lady there.
This is for you, sir. Are you also sponsoring good teams or good players who can come to Bolton and study there and get the coaching?
We've got a policy of actually encouraging boys on special scholarships if they show special talent. We've done that for many years, and if boys I've got to say all girls, to be politically correct, show a special talent within one of the courses that we run. We always encourage them, and they've always got the opportunity to come and actually be part of our academy. And the same, you know, we've been doing that for years. If they come over on the year-long program or a 2-year program, and we've now got, I think, at this moment in time, there are 4 boys who have returned for the 2nd year, who've had the benefit of professional coaching and living the life of an athlete, like I said before, eating the proper food and, you know, being taught professionalism, who actually now are showing a talent that they could actually become part of our academy. And once they become part of the academy, we actually pay them. We don't pay them thousands of pounds a week. It's still it's actually when we pay, I don't know the actual numbers, but we house them and we look after them and bring them through as athletes and actually give them the benefit of the education for further 3 years.
So when they come there, they get trained, you can identify some good talent and you can actually retain them and give them some kind of advantage, is it?
Absolutely. At the end of the day, I mean, we're a football club, we're in the football business, and our objective is to find footballers, and, you know, it doesn't matter to us where they come from, but they've got to, if they get the opportunity to come through to the school, they will actually be watched by all our professional coaches who look after the elite footballers as well. Okay. They'll get the opportunity to be spotted, and that's how it comes through.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Next question, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Kalpana. I work for a company called Dream Sports Fields, and we have this mall concept of football. So we have a small mini stadium in all the malls. So in the city we have around, as far as Bombay is concerned, we have 6 fields as of now, where it is a 5-a-side, and we have a lot of corporate tournaments also being held, and we also do programs for the children. And we are expanding in India in 24 places all across India. And so my question to you is, what is the opportunity for women you have? And other thing is, can you elaborate on the education opportunities also?
Ma'am, your question is to?
Mr. Rajesh or Mr. Phil?
Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of football, I think small-sided football, where it's 5 or 7-a-side, is very popular because people can enjoy that and play it in a much smaller area, because it's very difficult in a big city like Mumbai to actually find a full-size football pitch. And so small-sided football has become very important worldwide. It's sponsored by FIFA under futsal. And you know, the more that people can get people playing football, the benefits of football are not just about, you know, it's not just about getting even kids off the streets and getting them to play. They get the exercise, they get looked after, played properly, and it's a competitive environment. They're meeting the contemporaries. It's a wonderful way. In the same way that cricket is. I'm not the biggest cricket fan in the world, although we did have a good summer. And as an England team, just put that way. But you know, sport in general brings people together, and you know, I'm involved in football, so it's important to me. But on the education side, the education opportunities, what we're actually, and the 16 to 19-year-old group, what we're actually giving them is life experiences. We're not trying to kid ourselves in that. They actually study their education through sport. So they'll spend a normal, or it's not quite normal, but they'll go in the classrooms during the morning, typically, and then in the afternoon they'll go out and they'll play sport. They'll play competitive games, but they'll learn about teamwork and working together, professionalism, preparing themselves properly, timetable, being punctual, all those sort of things and making decisions that can be taught through a medium of sport, whether it's cricket, rugby, football, even down to individual sports like tennis or golf. You know, we've got an association with Lee Westwood's Golf School, where they actually can do this similar sort of thing through golf as well. And the benefits, we've seen those benefits quite strongly over the last, you know, I think we've had now probably 400 or 500 students through that, boys and girls, who've come and had the benefit. They're not, you know, 400 or 500 are not going to become footballers, but they're actually going out there with life skills, where they can go into into companies with a confidence, because they've come to us with low confidence levels. They're not the communication levels. Every kid, I mean, I'm sat there with an iPhone and an iPad, but they play on their iPhones and their iPads and their computers. They don't communicate in the same way. So we ban all that. They have to come and communicate. And those sort of skills are transferred to the workplace. And we've had a lot of success in putting kids into employment through this scheme as well.
Have exchange program for the girls also?
We've got girls on the program and they play football. Not very good. No, I shouldn't say things like that.
Can I answer that as well?
Yes.
Well, Kalpana, first of all, congratulations. You have really done brilliant as far as the ring football is concerned. You are present in every mall. That has given a brilliant opportunity to a lot of youngsters to enjoy the sport. And I've heard that they play till 4 a.m. in the morning on weekends. So that's brilliant.
Yes,
Is it longer than that?
Yes, yes.
Is it 4 a.m.?
Yeah, after that we have police problem.
Well, you should create a team for the police people. They will stop giving the problems. Well, Kalpana, if you have got such good infrastructure, then we can always partner with you, create competitions, create the talent hunt. We can work together. You already have a captive target audience, which is religiously booking your infrastructure for playing football. So I think we can partner together for talent competitions, all other type of competitions. I've got some very good friends over here who are doing big events, like the gentleman from Rolling Stones, Mr. Arpito is here. He's going to organize a lot of corporate tournaments for us, so we can look at your infrastructure. That is where we can partner with you. We are also in the process of creating our own infrastructure. There is again an opportunity where we can work together. At the same time, I've got another gentleman friend of mine over here, Mr. Amit. He is also into organizing sporting events. In fact, he organized for the RCB, he organized the Jaipur Premier League. He is more into cricket, little bit into football. Now he's increasing his scope in football as well. So I think people with infrastructure over here in this hall can all get associated with us. We can bring in the event management companies and we can create some iconic events. It can be for school children, college children, as well as competitions for the corporates. So I think I see some brilliant opportunities. At the same time, we are going to identify people who will be interested to go to the Reebok Stadium in Bolton and get trained by the Bolton Wanderers Football Club. So since you have a captive audience, you will be having a database and a relationship with them. We can counsel them, guide them, educate them, and be instrumental in sending them for this particular coaching camp. What I can assure you is I'm into the foreign education for the last many years, and I see the difference that takes place in an individual who goes abroad for any education program. Globalization cannot be discussed sitting here. If you can get an opportunity of being there in an international country, you really understand globalization. I think it's a brilliant opportunity, which if we educate the people in the right way, there will be many takers, and all these things can be done by us together, Kalpana. I've heard about you. I'm happy to see you here today. Thank you, Kalpana.
Thank you so much.
Phil, I've got a question for you. From your experience of working with, let's say, countries which are new in football, like Nigeria or Ghana, vis-a-vis India of today, where we don't have any international player. So first comment on Indians' physical structure, the way we lead our life. Shall we have a Lionel Messi someday from India? That's one question. And secondly, how long did Nigeria or Ghana take from the time where we are at today, no international player, 143rd or whatever in the FIFA ranking, to where they are today? How long did they take with interventions like what you're proposing to do in India? This is the first part of the question. I'll come back later after I hear you.
The modern day footballer is 3 or 4 inches taller and he's wider, and there are very few. There are very few with special talent that come through. Who the Lionel Messi, who's 4'6", and he's fantastic, but he's exceptional. In the main, they are big physical units who are involved in the sport. They've got pace, they've got strength, they've got all those, as well as the ability. And I think that's something that has evolved out of Africa because of the physicality of it. There's no question about that. When you look at the size of some of the people from Nigeria, for example, who play football. Again, it goes. There are special talents. I mean, we had one in JJ Okocha that played for us, and he was a special talent. He wasn't the biggest, he wasn't the most physical, but he was very special. They don't come along every week. They really don't. I think to develop the sport, you've got to, the coaching is most important. We found that. I mean, somebody's got to ask me why we've had such a bad start to the season. Because we've started this season, we've played 10 games and we've actually only won one, which was this afternoon. We only finished it just as I came in here before. It's about coaching, it's about structure, it's about organisation, it's about fitness, it's about diets. At the end of the day, there's a lot of luck attached to it as well, but it's about motivation and getting people wanting to play that sport for the right reasons. Traditionally in England, for example, the best footballers come from the poorer backgrounds where they've kicked the ball in the street, they've kicked it against the wall, and they've developed that talent from a very young age. And the football authorities have gone through cycles where they've said, we'll bring them into schools, we'll do this coaching, we'll do that coaching. There's nothing better than a young person. I keep going on about girls as well because we've got women's football in England. A young person picking up a football and playing with it from a very young age and developing that talent. There's no substitute for that because that's how they develop the talent. The rest of it, the physicality and so on, it's about lifestyle. I mean, you know, there are two, golden nuggets in world football. One's to find a Chinese footballer and the other one's to find an Indian footballer. Two of the biggest nations can't produce somebody who can compete. When you look, and everybody says, oh, well, there's 1 billion people here and 1 billion people there. Why can't we find one? Well, I can tell you, a lot of people are trying. And it is about physicality, it's about diets, it's about training. It's about the kids picking a ball up when they're 3 years old and playing with that ball and that day after day. It's that repetitive situation. I'm no expert on that. I'm not a coach. But I've been involved in it long enough to know when you see that it's about desire, it's about motivation in the main. We've got some talented footballers at Bolton. They can't kick a ball some Saturdays. And it's frustration because you sit there watching them thinking, well, why not? They've had the best preparation, the best coaching, the best... It's about motivation.
So basically my question was to do that reality check. When we can start doing things. I can only say my name is Sanjay Das, I didn't introduce myself. But in the year 2007 where I was working, we started a football club which now plays in the Indian I-League, Mumbai Football Club, the first one when it was open to the corporates. And then the experience that happened, we started doing some 10,000 kids played in some competition, and most of the cases I found that the schools in South Bombay who are from fairly rich families, they will have their kids trained. Then after class 10 or maybe as they're approaching class 10, the parents say, that's enough for football, go study or whatever. They'll go abroad for perhaps some sports stuff also, but they mainly focus on engineering or management. So you said rightly that we have to get kids from the street literally, allowing them to do. So that's one of the issues. The other issue of course is how to get people to watch football. I mean, when Mumbai Football Club used to play in Calcutta, Mohun Bagan and East Bengal, we defeated, we had 20 to 25,000 people seeing the match. When we go to Sholapur for playing, say, Pune FC or something, 25,000 people. But when we play at Cooperage, we played, or Mahindra United those days played, we hardly had 500 people and maybe a few stray dogs. The problem is, of course, the infrastructure, but more importantly, the mindset of all of us. We sometimes give lip service, but that is something to be done. So what you said about what Lions Club is doing at Santa Cruz, if that can be just repeated so that the ordinary street kids come and their parents come in to see a match, and if you see a rush of about say 500 people there, you will be able to get corporates to come and sponsor. And my last point is that whatever you do at the locally, there should be some money earned from the corporates so that you can spend it on the football facilities and hopefully make some money out. If it is done in terms of only rich parents sending their kids for some training there, but clearly keeping in mind that football is secondary, some stamp is obtained through a course elsewhere, then it will not serve the overall purpose, because we have to get people to come and have those programs in the night for playing games at various parts throughout Mumbai. And then successful kids out of those, hopefully they will make a difference and some of them get a chance abroad. So that's my input I thought I'll give.
I totally agree with you. I think the kids from privileged backgrounds, there are very few of them who actually make it to be a professional sportsman, because they end up in business, they end up in as accountants, lawyers, doctors, whatever, because the parents see that as the right way forward for those kids. And I'm not to argue that it isn't. I think in in Europe, they're quite over my 20 odd years involved in Bolton. We've had a range of players have come from different countries, and the ones from poorer backgrounds in the main have been the most successful. They've had the desire, they've got a goal to aim for. The problem in some respects is they've not had the education to actually achieve it and then make the most of it. The other side of the coin is that you get some, and particularly I'll use the Scandinavians and the Icelandic nation. They look at football or sport as more of a career. So you get them dedicated when they come along. They're the best professionals, they train well, and it's part of their education that they come along and dedicate themselves to it. So you get that professionalism. Now you go to America and you get, we've had, in the last 5 years, we've had 2 Americans. Well, one of them was Scottish, but he lived in America a long time. And unfortunately, he's been injured a long time. But the attitude where they've been through an American college system, where they've actually been to college to play football and been sponsored and had the education and the dedication put into them and the professionalism, they come along and they are very dedicated professionals. They might not be the biggest talent, but they've got enough dedication and professionalism in them to have a good career in the game. And I think we should all stop looking for the next Lionel Messi and so on. What we should be looking for is people who want a career, either in sport or in football or in cricket or whatever, and actually develop them as people and become leaders. Not, you know, we tend to, you know, we have an elite academy and we're looking for that one gem. We shouldn't be looking for that one gem. We should be looking for kids who can contribute to the game and have a career in it afterwards. It's not always about money. It's more about desire and it's about motivation and so on. That's really what we're about. And I'm not, you know, I've spent enough time in football, and anybody who said it's a great place to be and it's a wonderful, motivating environment, it's like any other business. It's bloody frustrating, if you excuse my French. And I can't do anything about it on Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. And anybody will tell you I'm a nervous wreck because I can't actually affect that when it starts to play football. It's the worst thing in the world for me. I hate it. I'd rather not watch football sometimes because of it. But what we've got to develop in sport in general, we're not just talking about football, is people who are dedicated and professional, and they can spread the word. That's the best thing you can do. Don't try and find the next Lionel Messi that's going to play for Manchester United. It's sad to say because they're 10 miles down the road from where I live, but you know, you're not going to find him. He's not going to come out of India in the next 10 years. Unless you find that exceptional talent, and you've got a lot of people to go and find that exceptional talent with, you'll not find it. You've got to develop an infrastructure that's going to develop it.
Of course, everybody's talking about you know, moving over and trying to become a Messi, and of course, Mr. Phil has said something about it. My question is, there's a lot of Indian kids who are obviously wanting to go over, play in a place like Bolton Wanderers. It's a dream come true for many of the people around. So, is there a minimum age or a maximum age, or how do you process it? And can you talk about the benefits that such kids would get, or is it just for kids, or it's not? It's for young adults as well.
No, this program, what we have first initially, as a first step, what we are starting with Bolton Wanderers, the children from here, they'll be going for a 10-day camp. The age group is from 10 to 23, 24, and because they have different teams, like, you know, under 10 and under 14 and under 18, and so they have different coaching for different age groups. So there is no actual age group bar. We have a lot of corporates who are wanting to go for this as a team, and so many people as a team also travel to improve their game and come back. So kids, and there is no girls boys variation, kids above 10 are willing to travel for this. It's a 10-day residential camp in the Bolton Wanderers Football Club. It happens in the Reebok Stadium, and there is a hotel, a 4-star hotel affiliated to them, the White's Hotel, so they get to stay in the hotel. And it's there is a caretaker accompanied with the kids for a batch of every 15, and there is a caretaker by us sent there. And there we have our UK partners are the Spice Valley and the Geeta Cottages, and they would be there personally to handle the batch. See, there is lot of coordination which needs to be done. You want your children to go there and get the best of training, but in between there are so many things which needs to be taken care of. So everything is handled. There is a caretaker who's accompanying them throughout, and there are people who's going to be with them, and Bolton is going to do a lot of specialized attention and training. It's a full-fledged training by the specialized coaches. These are the professional coaches where our kids will be trained by, So they get to play and be trained in a Reebok stadium, which itself by itself is an experience on its own. And they also get to play with the local kids and the local team, and so that is another experience. And like how Mr. Phil correctly said, the whole thing is not about football alone. It is about a holistic training. Their personality develops, confidence develops, the international exposure, and kids from across the world come for these programs. So it's an overall development as early as you do, and there is a lot of discipline and structure to the whole thing. So this is the training about.
When will you be rolling out these programs?
We are starting, our batches are going from November, December. We have continuously in summer, and it keeps on going, and they have special requirements. We have some corporates who are wanting to travel this November, and kids during December are going, December and January for the holidays. It's only a 10-day camp. So parents are wanting, parents want knowledge travel today. Instead of just traveling and even for a vacation, this makes a lot of sense because it is sport. You have to get the kids through sports. You can't today force children. You have to go their way and get your way. So going their way is football. What they love is football. So you send them for a 10-day camp. And then what they come back with a lot of focus and confidence and a personality which is developed, and all this is the takeaway, and which the parents are very happy about it.
On this special occasion, we have a special video which we've made for, and we're going to play it for you all. So here's the video for you all.
We've finished and ended this launch here entire today for a fantastic future for tomorrow. This is just the beginning. Well, if you all have any questions, we'll take it outside. Thank you very much. Have a very great evening and a great Navratri ahead. Thank you.